Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new Doctor Who ranking video for today. So as you can tell, I'm ranking every season from each decade from worst to best. So saying that, now we're looking into the 1980s decade, and before getting to that, I just kind of want to show off my brand new Doctor Who t-shirt that's only just arrived. I've got a brand new t-shirt starring Tom Baker and a Cyberman. Look how good that looks! That looks absolutely brilliant and I love it. It's genuinely fantastic. I just wanted to quickly show that off. So, the reason I've hold back releasing this video is because with season 20 coming out on Blu-ray, I kind of wanted to keep it back so in case season 20 has changed in my opinion, and generally it has. I mean, I don't normally rewatch a whole season in one. Like, saying that, I don't normally watch like them all on DVD. I'll just go for separate stories. So for me to sit down and watch an entire whole season in one go in Blu-ray, absolutely fantastic. And I kind of wanted to get the Blu-ray of season 20 out of the way, and then so on and so on and so on. So welcome to ranking every season from each decade of Doctor Who worst to best, part 3, the 1980s. So the 1980s, it is my second favourite decade for Doctor Who. So this decade, instead of having two Doctors like we did in the 60s and 70s, we kind of had 4 incarnations of the Doctor in the 1980s. Saying that, we had Tom Baker's last season, aka season 18. Then we had 3 seasons for Peter Davison, 2 seasons for Colin Baker, and of course, 3 seasons for Sylvester McCoy. So, how do I rank all of the seasons from the 1980s? So let's dive in. Number 9. So in 9th place, it is season 23. I kind of wanted to put this one a bit higher, but I couldn't because there are other iconic seasons. The reason I've had to put this one in a bit low is because even though each story could be good, the fact that it keeps going back to the court scenes, which really does kind of bug me a little bit. Even though Colin Baker really throws Michael Jason some great lines of banter of the Doctor basically throwing insults at the Valeyard, which is really quite good. I do enjoy that, but the court scenes do get a little bit tedious as it goes through each story where you got a court scene, then you go through the adventure, back to the court scene, for the adventure, back to the court scene. It's very, very little bit irksome, but I mean, I love the Blu-ray of it because with Terror of Vervoids, there is an actual version where you don't have to see all the court scenes, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, in 9th place, it is season 23. 8th place. So in 8th place, it is another iconic season. Some people don't like it. Some people hate it. Me, on the other hand, I just generally love it. And I'm sad I had to put it this low because I really did want to put it a bit higher, but I couldn't. It is season 24. Now, season 24, why did I want to put this a bit higher? Because people think that season 24 is just Time and Rani, but it's not. Going through everything that we know for what Doctor Who was going through the stage of season 24 with Colin Baker getting the axe, he wanted to come back and do a full season. The BBC said no. They wanted to do a regeneration because he said no to do a regeneration because he didn't get the full season. So they literally just put Sylvester McCoy in a wig and rewrite the script, which was very, very not as great as it could have been, time running. But then you have Paradise Towers, Down from the Bowman, and Dragonfire, and this is where Doctor Who starts getting good again. Now, Paradise Towers, it's got dark stuff in there. I really do love it. It's a base Under Siege type of story that we used to see in the Troughton era, but it's done so well. And I love the robots, like, they're going to take it to the cleaners. I just really do enjoy Paradise Towers. Down from the Bowman, it is the second weak link of the season, but it still has good moments in it. Like, there's a whole bus of people that just end up dying when the bus explodes. Yeah, you know what? The Doctor doesn't really save them, so people die. That's what's so good about Down on the Bowman. Just that bus scene. And then, of course, we have Dragonfire. Now, Dragonfire is the best story from this season because it introduces us to Sophie Aldred's character Ace. It's done so well. And we say goodbye to Bonnie Langford, who is returning later next year in Series 14, hopefully in the springtime. I'm really hoping for a spring season. They did say it was going to be in spring, but then I took it off. And so, you know, I got a feeling they're still going to air it in the spring. So yeah, it's 8th place, season 24. So, number 7 in 7th place. This one I had to move down from 4th place because I'm going to get to that why. So, in 7th place, it is season 19, Peter Davison's first full-on season as the 5th Doctor. Well, I did want to put this a little bit higher. I said it was at 4th place, but with me rewatching season 20 at the moment, and season 20 has really took the place of season 19. Now, season 19 it's only got 3 good stories in there that I find some other ones very, very, like Fort of Doomsday is quite good. We have Kinder, which is terrible, Black Orchid, which is terrible, and Time Flight. I'm not really a fan of it. I do enjoy watching it now and again when I got to be in a certain mood for that story. But it has 3 iconic stories, basically Cash Trafalgar, The Visitation, and Earthshock, which are the 3 best stories out of the season. Now, I originally had this in 4th place just because of Earthshock and Cash Trafalgar and The Visitation, but I've actually started to realise I'm enjoying more of season 20. Now I'm currently watching it through the Blu-ray. But yeah, I'm sorry to say it. Season 19, yeah, you know what? 7th place. I am sorry to say it. In 6th place, we jump into season 18, starring Tom Baker as the 4th Doctor in his last ever season. Some people put this season really, really low for Tom. I don't get why. I still quite enjoy it. It is my 4th favourite season of Tom. I'm going to be honest with you. I really do enjoy this one over some of the Graham Williams seasons. I mean, I do like season 15, but I don't really enjoy it. So for me to rank the whole Tom Baker seasons, it will be season 13, season 12, season 14 for the top 3, season 18, season 15 in 4th and 5th place, and then season 17 in 6th place and season 16 in last place. But season 18, it says a whole massive goodbye to the 4th Doctor era. So we say goodbye to Romana and K9, we say hello to Adric, Nyssa and Tegan, and we even say goodbye to the 4th Doctor, and we do see the return of the Master, which is really why season 18 does stand out to me, because it has my favourite story from the season, aka The Keeper of Traken. And it also has Maglos, which is a fun double ganging episode. It's just brilliant. Now we are into the top 5 seasons of the 1980s. So in 5th place, we jump into season 22, Colin Baker's first full-on season. And it's a lot better. It's such a shame this season, as I said, Doctor Who got put on a hiatus during the 1980s for the originals, and we lost the original season 23. This season is actually quite good, and then when I was rewatching season 22 and then went straight to season 23, you can tell the quality dipped in between the 2 seasons. But season 22, it's got some iconic dark moments in there, like with the Doctor shooting a Cyberman. You got Simon crushing Lupton's arms, well, his hands technically, and you got the blood squirting out. We also see people dying in basically in Ventures of Varos, and they're being tortured on a torture planet. You do see people die because the Doctor does have to kill them. Then, of course, we jump into Mark of the Rani again, which is just another iconic story. The 2 Doctors, it is good. I have to give it that. It is good. The only issue I have with the 2 Doctors is that it should have been the 6th Doctor doing a mission for the Time Lords, get captured by Death Starry and Jacini and the Santarans, and it has to be the 2nd Doctor to come out of his own time stream to rescue his future self. Not his future self having to go and rescue his past self. It would have been so much better if Colin was the one to get caught and Petra had to come and rescue Colin. Time Lash is the only weak link from the season, but it's not really that bad thanks to the new CGI effects. And then, of course, we have Revelation of the Daleks, which is another great story. So, yeah, season 22, I have to put it in 5th place because I actually quite enjoy it. In 4th place, season 20. So, I'm currently rewatching season 20 on Blu-ray. I'm literally got 2 stories left for season 20 before I get onto watching all the 3 versions of my favourite Davison story, my 2nd favourite, aka The 5 Doctors. So I'm literally on Enlightenment at the moment, and then it's The King's Demons. But I have rewatched so far Arc of Infinity, Snake Dance, Maldron Undead, and Turnus. And I just absolutely love all the stories. I honestly just flat out love them. I mean, I don't get why I had such an issue with Arc of Infinity when I did my review on season 20. It's not a bad season. It's actually quite good. It's brilliant, in fact. Now, I really do enjoy Arc Infinity. I do like Snake Dance. Snake Dance is so much better than Kinder. It is just so much better than Kinder. It really is. Then, of course, we have the Black Guardian trilogy, which is actually really good because we get introduced to a new companion, aka Tyler, who's basically working for the Black Guardian. Maldrin is a good villain. The fact that he just wants to die, and the only way to do that is basically if the Doctor gives his own future regenerations up, but luckily the Doctor doesn't lose them. Terminus, I actually quite enjoyed that in yesterday's rewatch. I have got a review coming out on this season on Blu-ray, so still keep an eye out for that one. I just absolutely love it. And then, of course, I did watch the brand new diff version to the Five Doctors, the 40th anniversary edition. And I'm going to say what I'm going to say in the review, because I'm kind of going to do a massive review on that one and compare it between the original version from 1983, the 1995 special edition, and then the 40th anniversary edition. So I'm going to be doing a video on them and comparing which ones do I quite enjoy. So yeah, 4th place, it is season 20. 3rd place, season 21. Season 21 should have been in 2nd place, but I do enjoy the next 2 above this one. Season 21, it's got a really bad opening story and a really bad closing story, but the opening story isn't really that bad, and it is my favourite Davison season because it has 3 of the most fantastic stories I can ever say Davison has in his era, which is basically Resurrection of Daleks, Planet of Fire, and the Case of Androsani. And it really does set up Davison's last season really, really well, where they're saying goodbye to Tegan in Revelation of the Daleks, we say goodbye to Tarlo and Chameleon in Planet of Fire, and then we say hello to Perry, and then of course we say goodbye to the 5th Doctor. This season also sees the return of my favourite Pertwee villains, aka the Sea Devils, for the first time. We see the return of the Silurians, we see the return of the Master, the Daleks. You know, the Master's basically been in all of Pete Davidson seasons. And then, of course, we have the Twin Dilemma, which is just a pile of crap. I can't really put the season down just because of the Twin Dilemma. I mean, it has got 3 iconic stories. And then you've got 2 stories that aren't really as bad. You've got The Awakening, which is quite good, and you've got Frontios, which is amazing. So, yeah, I had to put season 20 above season 21 above season 20, because I still quite enjoy it. And season 20 is now literally becoming my 2nd favourite Davison season. Give it a couple of more years, it probably would become my favourite Davison season. It depends how many times I go back and rewatch it on Blu-ray. And of course, season 21 when that comes out as well on Blu-ray. So yeah, in 3rd place, it is season 21. 2nd place, season 25. Yeah, you know, if you know me, you know Sylvester McCoy is my 2nd favourite Doctor. So we're going to have 2 of his seasons in the top 2. Season 25, I enjoyed this more than season 24. Now, we have 4 iconic stories in this season. We have Remembrance of the Daleks, which is a brilliant story. We've got the Happiness Patrol. We've got Silver Nemesis. Not many people enjoy it, but I kind of do. And we have The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. My God, The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. It's not a great story, but I do kind of enjoy certain aspects of it. It is a bit silly with the Doctor doing magic tricks for the gods of Ragnarok, but it's got some good potential in the rest of the story, and I love the way how the Doctor just walks away and the tent blows up behind him. So yeah, season 25, it is just an amazing story. It is an anniversary season. It celebrates 25 years of Doctor Who. We got Remembrance of the Daleks, which is very, very kind of not lore heavy, but we do have a Dalek Civil War in it, which is quite good. So yeah, I quite enjoy it. And then of course, number 1, the best season from the 1980s has got to be season 26, the final season. And to me, this was when Doctor Who was getting back on the high note, and then they just cancelled it after this season, which is really, really ridiculous and sad. Because we have 4 good stories in here. We have Battlefield, which it's a good story, but I think it could do with some better music. We have Ghostlight, which is very atmospheric, creepy, horror type storylines, which is quite good. Then, of course, we have my all-time favourite McCoy story, The Curse of Fenric. And then we have Survival, which is the best way to end a season. And it also, as it is the last story of classic Doctor Who, sets up stuff that's going to become in the modern era, with it being set on modern day Earth. Well, basically series 1 to 4 is, you know, like what I mean, with Rose setting up all that. It does kind of do that in this story, but with the Doctor and Ace. The Doctor has some great moments in this season. I mean, the way he manipulates Ace, manipulates Fenric, so he can get his own way, which is absolutely quite good. I just absolutely love season 26. Season 26, it is just an incredible season. If you haven't got it, I suggest picking up on Blu-ray, because instead of with the DVDs, you have to get them all separately. If you want to watch an entire whole season, I do recommend getting Doctor Who The Collection range. As for so far, we've got seasons 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24 and 26 on Blu-ray. We've only got 2 seasons to go. I would say if you want to buy them, just hold off a bit and wait for the Blu-rays to come out. I do highly recommend get the Blu-ray sets, because one, they're all together on one big massive set, and two, you get to see how good each season is for the Blu-rays with new high definition 5.1 surround sound and stuff. And so that is me ranking all of the seasons from the 1980s. So what is your favourite season from the 1980s? I'm actually quite curious to know your favourite season. Please do like, subscribe and share and join for more awesome Doctor Who content.